Even nobody has any questions, we can directly move on to today's topic, which is basically notes. All right. Before we move on to this topic, I just want to make one announcement in the class. That is basically we'll have one test. So it is not something that is to be too much worried about. It'll be a very straightforward one, at least for the Thursday batch, what I will be setting. I will be having a Google Sheet or a Google Doc, or sorry, not a Google Doc, Google Forms test. It'll be a very, very simple, straightforward, multiple choice questions test. You can answer it in your leisure, whenever you want, however you want, at your time, at your convenience, within a given time period. I have not yet set it up. It'll take me a couple of days to set it up and send it over. Okay. It is more or less a take-home exam. It can be, you can refer to anything, you can go through anything, but just be honest to yourselves as to when you are doing that, taking up the test. All right. No, this one or anything about it. The evaluation is also going to be very straightforward. At the end of the session, you will get to know your scores immediately. It is a multiple choice question, so there is no this one evaluation needed from anybody's end. It will the Google Sheets will itself show throughout the numbers. It will tell you your answers and the right answers. All right. Any questions?
So at the end of this session, every teaching, 1 year or
Huh.
so, there will be a examination for this. Examination will be the just to be completed, just to get it is complete to so completed. How will you know we completed the this one course?
Course. Okay. So the course is basically it's a 1 year course that we have designed. Okay. Everyone will have a common paper at that point in time. Okay. We will be setting up a common paper.
No, something is wrong. Something is wrong here. Is cutting.
Okay. Now it should be clearer. Just a minute. Now it should be clearer.
Yeah.
Is it?
How will the course is completed? How will we know?
Yes. So this course will go on for a year up to approximately next year, June. Okay. Then after at the end of June, we are going to have a test. We are going to have an exam common to all the 150 students who have registered and conducted by Asha Seva Kendra. One thing. And we will probably, I will have to check with JK Mahodaya whether he wants to issue a certificate, how he wants to do, etc. That is step one. Second, Asha Seva Kendra will also help you register for Samskrita Bharati Pravesha exam in case you want to register for it.
Our homework carries any mark. Homework is what you call. It is evaluated and given mark or any carries any mark for this course.
Whether it carries marks for the final exam, I don't think that will happen. So, but it is more of a self-evaluation methodology that we have.
It is no what you call. It is no bearing on the course at all. No.
It will not have a bearing on the course. No, that is not true. If you don't complete all the homeworks, you may not get a certificate at the end of it. So, if you want a certificate, you do need to complete the course. You need to complete the homeworks. Don't miss out on more than 3 or 4 homeworks.
Okay.
That is what my suggestion is. So we will
Just
take a call at the end of this one as to how much is the cutoff and what is the attendance cutoff and all those things. We'll
Okay.
be a little careful on those fronts.
Okay.
Because if you are consistently been not performing, but you want to do very well in the exam and you just perform one exam, that is not quite, that is not the idea of the course at all. The idea of the course is for all of us, including me,
Yeah,
to be
B1.
able to very comfortably speak in Sanskritam at to some level at least.
We want to sincerely study the subject. Sincere. We are sincerely studies, not for this.
Yeah, sorry about that. I changed my internet connectivity. So, hope I'm back now. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had to change my internet connectivity in between, so I'm back. So, yeah, so what I was saying was we will decide a few things at the end of the course as to what should be the cutoff for minimum homeworks that has to be submitted, attendance, and all that. So, please don't assume that. Please don't assume that leaving the course somewhere in between or this one and only taking the final exam is going to help. Shuyate, va? Yeah. So, yeah, what I was saying was the exam is sort of just taking the one end annual exam is not sufficient. There are going to be homeworks and things for getting the grades. All right. So what I will do once I set up this one, I'll ping everyone on WhatsApp and send out the mail for this one as well. So that's when you will get your test for this week or next week. Basically, I'm planning something between 10th and 24th. 1 week time period so that we can plan. All right. So that will be straightforward. Don't worry. You have all done, you all practiced well and done the homeworks. Any questions on this?
Mahodaya, will you be able to give us a sample question paper for us itself to check ourselves?
Thoughts?
We couldn't hear you, Mahodaya.
Yeah, we missed you, Mahodaya. Those things that you said.
Okay. Hopefully the power has come back now. Hopefully my internet should be stable. So, yeah, done. Okay. So let's start with one topic that we had left out, and I think that was given out as homework, and we had not covered.
Mahodaya,
So
there is one question from me.
yes, tell me.
There is a test, class test, I think, scheduled for tomorrow.
That is by tomorrow's class. That is for tomorrow's class. As I was just announcing, our test for this class will be an online test.
Okay.
A multiple choice question. You're free to take that test as well. They will also, Narayan Modi will also circulate the question paper after the test, after his class. Okay. So take a look at it. You can look through. But for this batch, what I have scheduled is an online multiple choice question test. All right. That's exactly what I was announcing now.
Okay.
That it will be a Google Sheets based test where you will be expected to answer everything on the go and get the answers. Okay.
Can we have a revision class where we just revisit all those 14 classes for one sometime?
We can do that. It will be after the test though. Okay. So because you see the principle of life is that you get the exam first, then you get to get the get the lessons, right? So we will do exactly that. We'll revisit, we'll answer all the difficult parts and everything. So what I will encourage everyone to do is there will be 5 sets of question papers given. We have 5 sessions, right? And all of us are setting different question papers. No one is interacting with anyone to set the paper this time. Okay. Unlike the assignments. So try to answer all of them and see where you stand and what is it that you are feeling difficulty in. All right. So that will be very helpful. Okay.
But how will we do the Google Sheets? I mean, I don't know how to go about that.
Google Sheet, that's going to be very, very straightforward. It is just like Google Forms. All you need to do is read the question there and click on the right answer. That's about it.
Okay.
Okay, as long as you have email IDs, there is nothing more that is needed. You click, go to that, you log in, and then you go about doing it. All right. It'll take me about 3-4 days to set it up. I have not yet set up the paper, but I will do it and get back.
धन्यवाद.
Okay. Okay. So we will cover one topic today that we had not covered so far, which is basically numbers. Rishyadeva? Okay. Okay. Now, the concept of numbers is something that originated in India. We all know that for a fact. Okay, what we know as Arabic numerals or Indian numbers or whatever, it comes from India. So let's start with the basic this one. You have Shunya, which is the zero. That's where it starts from. Now, one thing to notice, then you have Sapta Ash. Okay, let me put this also in brackets here for convenience. Okay. Now, I'm sure all of us can read this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Let's go up to 9 first and see what happens. First thing is that you have Shunya. Let me mark this, which is sort of the origin. That is the biggest so-called quote unquote contribution of India to the world. That is basically why do we need a shunya? It's a historical. This one it goes on till you can write theses on it, and enough things are there available on the internet because a decimal system is not possible without zero, right? So everything is a combination of some form of zero. That is shunya. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are exactly the same as any other this one. The only difference that we should remember is for a very good reason, though we will not get into that reason, there is a very, very strong, but it is very deep, and that requires a lot of understanding of our philosophy and the way we think. The first four numbers have what is called a linga bheda. That is, one is eka, two is dvi, three is three is three, exactly three. Four is chatur, five is pancha, six is shad, seven is sapta, eight is ashta, nine is nama. Okay. However, eka, when we say eka, we have a linga bheda in this. When we are referring to male, it becomes ekaha. Ekaha purushaha. So what I was saying was Ekaha Purushaha. Whenever we say Purushaha, Ekaha Balakaha, Ekaha Khagaha, etc. All right. Whenever we are referring to one in Pullinga, it should be Ekaha. Similarly, Strilinga will become Eka. Eka Mahila, Eka Lata, Eka Darvi, Eka Kupi, Eka Kartari, etc. Similarly, in Napunsakalinga, it becomes Ekam. Ekam Phalam, Ekam Pushpam, Ekam Parnam, etc. Up to the point 4, we have this distinction. Similarly, in Pullinga, we'll have Dvau Balakau, Dvau Purushau, Dvau Mahodayau. Okay. In Strilinga, it is Dve. Dve Balike, Dve Mahile, Dve Late, Dve Kakyau, Dve Darvyau, etc. Similarly, in Napunsakalinga, it will be Dve Phale, Dve Pushpe, Dve Parne, Dve any other Dve Yantre, etc. Okay. Similarly, when it comes to 3, but if you look at this, I have put something in bracket here also. Now, this is the base Eka, Dvi, Tri, Chatur. This is what if you commonly say 1, 2, 3, 4, how do you say this? Eka, Dvi, Tri, Chatur. That's it. But when it comes to using 1 as a numeric number in a sentence or in any place, it has to be used with a Pullinga or a Strilinga connotation. Okay. Similarly, Trayaha Purushaha, Trayaha Purushaha, Trayaha Balakaha, Trayaha Vrikshaha, Trayaha, what do you have? Deepaha, etc.
One
For
question, I can ask one thing. Dvi is not used as it is anywhere.
3, we will come to that, Modaya.
For example, Logesmin Divida Nishta, Pura Prokta Mayanaka. Logesmin Divida, Dvi, Vita, 2 different. So whether it is used in Dvi as it is not thou, they like that. Logesmin Divida Nishta, Pura Prokta Mayanaka.
Dvivida,
Divida.
Dvivida.
Where Dvi is to, for 2, Dvi is used as it is.
That is the second chapter. That is the 4th chapter, first sloka, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there it is not, Vivida Maya is a different way of putting it. So that is not the, we will discuss that a little.
Grammatical, grammar is not you, not followed there perhaps. Grammar is not
No.
followed.
It is very correct in the grammar, this one also. It is not, Vida is, that Vivida itself is a word.
Acha.
That comes from a different root, Dvandva.
Acha. Not the Dvi, and we cannot break it. Dvi, Vida, like
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Mahodaya, in most of the places, we see that they use for the numbers, they use ekam, dve, trini, chatvari, pancha,
Correct. Here,
shata.
here.
Yeah,
Here,
but
here.
it is not.
Exactly.
It is not eka, dvi, tri, chatur.
Yeah.
I mean, what I have seen in the internet.
I'll come to why I have put this. Hold on. Hang in there. Your question is very valid. Let's go to this next. Just you come to Ekadasha, Dvadasha, Triyodasha. I will answer that question for you. All right. It has to
Mahodaya,
be.
I have a doubt.
You will never use Chatvar Dasha. You will use Chatur Dasha. That's the reason I have put that here. Okay. Yes, Aparna Mahodaya. Uchita.
We use Gadyatrayam, Munitrayam. What does that mean?
Ah,
That means
that's
three
another
Munis are
very,
three.
very, very, very important question and very good question. We use Munitrayam and Rishitrayam, Pushpatrayam. You can use that. Yes, that's another usage of the same numbers. You have up to 5 there, not 5, 4. Dvayam, Trayam, Chatushtayam. That is it. 4 parts. Padam, Chatushtayam. Correct? That will mean exactly the same when it is not to be used, when it cannot be having a different Bheda, no forms of Bheda are acceptable there. In fact, if you look at it, it will all be, if you look at this, Trayaha, I said Trayaha Purushaha. When I say Trayaha Purushaha, it becomes Trayaha Purushaha Santi. Correct? Trayaha Purushaha Karyam Kurvanti. Trayaha Purushaha Gachanti. Correct? Whereas when I am using Purushatrayam, it becomes an Ekavachana Prayoga. To make that into Ekavachana Prayoga, we make that.
Can't hear you, Mahodaya. You're not audible.
So, Aparna Modaya, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I understand that if you want to represent all the three into one entity, you use Trayam or Chaturtham, whatever it is. Is it so? Mahodaya, you are not audible.
Aparna Modaya, does that answer your question?
Yes, Mahodaya, I understood. Say, if you want to, I understood as if you want to represent all the three into one category,
Correct.
same thing, then you use Trayam.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. So that's more of a categorization usage.
Double, 2 for dvayam we use, dvayam. Natural dvayam, like that,
Exactly. Why? So if I use ekah purushaha asti, correct? Ekah khagaha asti. Ekah manushyaha gacchati. Ekah balakah gacchati. Dvau balakau gachatah. Correct? Trayah balakaha gachanti. Correct? Is that clear? Aparna Mohdaya, you're on mute.
Yes, Mahodaya. I'm clear.
Okay. Similarly, you have Chatvarah, Chatusraha, Chatvari, Chatvari Falani, Chatvari Pushpani, Chatvari Yantrani. Okay. Or Chatusraha Dvichakrikaha, Chatusraha Mahilaha. Astu va? Now, the beauty of this is from 5 onwards, there is no difference. Pancha, Shad, Sapta, Ashta, Nava, Dasha, Ekadasha. So, Mahodaya, Vikram Mahodaya,
Mahodaya.
if you look at this, there is Ekadasha, Dvadasha, Trayodasha, Chaturdasha, Panchadasha, Shodasha, Saptadasha, Ashtadasha. Then when it comes to Navadasha, it can be addressed in multiple ways. Navadasha can be addressed as 9 and 10, that is I think I'm having a bit of internet trouble. I'll just change my internet system to one more. I'll just be back in a few minutes. Please hang in there for 2 minutes. Okay. This is too much of trouble. Hopefully we should not have trouble anymore. Okay. Now, I was saying, I hope I had covered up to this point, Ashtadasha. When we come to Navadasha, we have 3 or 4 choices to the way we pronounce it. We say either 9 and 10, that is 19 or Navadasha, or we can say, if you look at this, the next one is Vimshatihi. I can say 1 less than 20. Correct? Eka Una Vimshatihi or Una Vimshatihi अथवा एकान्न विंशतिः. Okay, we can have any of these. So in any of these shlokas, if any of these comes up, take that as 90. From here onwards, it's again एकविंशतिः, द्वाविंशतिः, त्रयोविंशतिः, चतुर्विंशतिः, पंचविंशतिः, षड्विंशतिः, सप्तविंशतिः, अष्टाविंशतिः, नवविंशतिः. Again the same thing. एकोनत्रिंशत्, ऊनत्रिंशत् और एकान्नत्रिंशत्. Okay. Then comes त्रिंशत्, एकत्रिंशत्, द्वात्रिंशत्, त्रयत्रिंशत्, चतुर्त्रिंशत्, पञ्चत्रिंशत्, षट्त्रिंशत्, सप्तत्रिंशत्, अष्टात्रिंशत्, नवत्रिंशत् और एकोनचत्वारिंशत्. Okay. Then एकचत्वारिंशत्, द्वाचत्वारिंशत्, त्रयश्चत्वारिंशत् or त्रिचत्वारिंशत्. See, this is the reason I put out 3. It can be either Trayah Chatvarimshat or Trichatvarimshat. Both are acceptable. Chatushchatvarimshat, Chatuho, Panchachatvarimshat, Shatchatvarimshat, Saptachatvarimshat, Ashtachatvarimshat, Navachatvarimshat or Ekonachatvarimshat, Una Panchashat. It can go on. Okay. Then Eka Panchashat, Dva Panchashat. Here if you say Dvipanchashat is also acceptable. That is the reason I put Dvi and 3 as 2 things in the bracket. So where does that come up is what they had asked, is what Vikram Mohdaya had asked, no? Chatuhu Panchashat. That is because of a Sandhi here. Panchashat, Shadpanchashat, Saptapanchashat, Ashtapanchashat, Navapanchashat or Ekona Shashtihi, Una Shashtihi or Eka Shashtihi. Then Shashtihi, Eka Shashtihi, Dva Shashtihi or Dvishashtihi. Here again, Trayash Shashtihi or Trishashtihi, both are acceptable. Chatushashtihi, Panchashashtihi, Shatshashtihi, Saptashashtihi, Ashtashashtihi, Navashashtihi, Ekona Saptatihi. Saptatihi has to be. Sorry. Then comes Saptati, Eka Saptati, Dva Saptati or Dvisaptati, Pancha Saptati, Shat Saptati, Sapta Saptati, Ashta Saptati. Now is Ekonashiti, Ashitihi, Ekona Ashitihi, Ekonashitihi. This one is technically Eka Una Ashitihi. Am Purnima Mahodaya, Uchitam.
Sir, I did not get. So I did not get why it is eko and eka. Is it linga beda or the meaning?
No, no. Eka, una, ashiti, everywhere. So it is wherever we have this ekona, it is eka, una, let's say vimshati, that is 19. Eka, una, trimshat. Eka, una, chatvarimshat. Eka, una, panchashat. That is 1 less than 20, 1 less than 30, 1 less than 40.
Okay.
What is 1 less than 40? Eka chatvarimshat. That is 39. Understand? Straightforward.
Okay. Yeah, this then eka and she.
Ashitihi. Now, eka una ashitihi. If you, how do you split this? A, kakara, akara, ukara, nakara, akara.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Akara plus akara is akara. That's the rule. As a result, ekona ashitihi becomes ekonashitihi. Here, kakara plus ukara becomes okara. Okay. So it becomes eko. This and this together combined to make eko. And then na and a combined to form na. All right.
Okay.
That's how it becomes nashitihi.
Ekonashiti. Okay.
Then you have ashitihi, ekashiti. Again here, see it becomes it is not ekashitihi,
And how about that?
ekashitihi.
Second line. Ekonashiti understood now. Then ekanna shiti.
Eka una ashitihi. This one? Which one are you talking of?
Yeah, that one only.
This one? Okay. This is also una. There is no eka here. That is all.
Here saying less than 80.
That's it. Less than 80. The eka is understood, is assumed.
Okay, assumed here. Okay.
Next one, Mahodaya, how?
And then the third, ekanashiti.
This one.
Oh, no, sir. Beside
Yeah.
eka. Yeah, that one.
Let's do that. Ekat na ashitihi. There's a rule that makes this takara and nakara combining together, making it nakara. That's why this is a na. Na and na. Okay, ekat. From one, no one before 80. That's what it means.
No one before 80. Okay.
Even, or take away one from, or take away one from 80. That's a better translation. Take away one from 80. What is taking away one from 80?
Yeah, 79. Ekam na ashiti. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Then you have ashitihi. look at this now. This is again Eka Ashitihi. The akara, there is kakara and then akara and followed by another akara. That makes it ekashitihi. Here it is dvi shitihi. There is that translates to dvaya dvya shitihi. Dvi ashitihi. The Sandhi rule is when there is when the ikara combines with an akara, it makes it yakara. So you have dvyashitihi, dvyashitihi, dva yashitihi, dvyashitihi. So technically, I can put this as dva, yeah, yeah. That's how this is seen. This becomes dvyashitihi. Clear? Similarly, here tri ashitihi, making it yashitihi. Here there should be a clear. This is clear. Chaturashitihi, Panchashitihi, Shad Ashitihi. So please note, it was Shat Ashitihi. The Takara became Dakara here for the same reason. Saptashitihi, Ashtashitihi, Navashitihi, or Ekona Navatihi. Ura Navatihi or Ekat Navatihi. Navatihi, Eka Navatihi, Dvanavatihi or Dvinavatihi, Trayonavatihi or Trinavatihi, Chaturnavatihi, Panchanavatihi. Here the Shat became Shan Navatihi. Okay. Saptanavatihi, Ashtanavatihi, Navanavatihi or Ekona Shatam. 100 is Shatam. We can add one more. Insert row below and say 100. Polish Shatam. So Vikram Modia, is your doubt clarified?
Yeah, it is clarified.
If you look at this, for instance, Navatihi
3.
and here Dvi Ashiti.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we'll do a very
1
simple.
minute. Can I ask one question? What is the difference between eka and ekam? Difference is there eka and ekam.
Eka and
Ekam. Ekam eva dudiyam.
Eka is Strilinga, Ekam is Napunsaklinga. So where are you asking?
Ekam. Ekam is the word ekam. What is ekam?
Ekam phalam.
Ekam is one only, no? Ekam.
Yes, Ekam is also one. Eka is also one.
Achha, okay.
But Ekam is used for Napunsaklinga.
Okay.
Ekam phalam, Ekam pushpam, Ekam parnam, Ekam mitram.
So all these have this Nabumsalinga. Okay.
Okay, that's why I put Napunsaklinga. Whereas when you come after 5 onwards, they don't have any linga bheda.
So it is pancha balaka,
Pancha balakaha, pancha balikaha, pancha
falani.
Phalani. Correct. It will all be like that. Similarly, ekadasha phalani, ekadasha balakaha, ekadasha balikaha, shodasha balikaha, shodasha varshaha, shodasha pustakani, etc. Okay, there will be no difference at all. Similarly, Trayodasha or Dvadasha Adityaha, Dvadasha, what is there? Dvadasha Masaha, Dvadasha Ghatikaha, correct? Dvadasha Vargaha, Dvadasha Grihani. So there will be no difference when after 5 onwards, there is no Linga Bheda. For 1, 2, 3, 4, there are Linga Bhedas. Astuva? Any questions on this?
Chaduram is Chadur Varnyam. How it is originated? Chadur Varnyam. It's 4 varnas.
Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam.
Yeah, Chadur Varnyam is what you call
Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagasha. That is the one you are asking, no?
Yeah, Chadur.
There,
Chadur is very famous in India. What you call
yes, Chatur Masa, correct. So there, the usage is different. Just like the example you quoted, Dvivida.
Okay.
That is a Samasta Pada there. That's why we need this in bracket. Exactly the reason why you said that. This is we will learn this in about 3 classes after the test. What is called Pradipadikam. The stem from which these are derived. Chatur Varnyam. If you see here, there is Chatur. It's not Chatur, it should be Chatur. And just like what she asked, Dvayam, how do we get Dvayam? So there also it is Dvi plus Ayam, which makes it Dvayam. Okay. Any other questions?
We have to say netra dvayam or dvinetram.
Dve netre. If you're saying netra dvayam, you are safe. But if you're saying if you want to refer to two eyes, dve netre.
The
Netram,
eyes are always
dve
two only.
netrani. Huh?
The
Yeah, you
eyes
have
are
only two.
always two.
No, there is
So
Trinetram.
if there are 5 people,
Oh, okay.
Dasha netrani. What about Ravana?
Shiva is the Trinetram. Trinetram is the Shiva.
Shiva.
Trinetram, these are what you call.
Yes. Traya netrani. Trini netrani.
It's better. Netra
Correct.
Dvayam, Netra Trayam is better.
That's why you are saying.
Easy.
Okay. No. That's why I deliberately have not introduced that Trayam and Dvayam and Chatushtayam. Let's go the difficult way first and then we'll get to the easy parts.
Okay.
Because those are easy. Correct?
Yes. We'll not
Astu.
learn this if we know the easy ones.
Huh?
We'll not learn this if we know the easy ones first.
Yes. There are very easy ways of doing it. Those easy things should come in due course, no?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. For motivational purpose, I can introduce the easy part first and then go, but then I'm sure all of us are quite motivated to learn. So let's go the hard way and put some effort. Astuva, any other questions?
So was this the contribution of Aryabhatta in documenting these numbers in Sanskrit?
So that is a very, very deep-rooted question. One thing that I will suggest is these numbers by themselves are just a straightforward up to 100 is what we have learned. Correct? Now let us say, what is the largest number that anyone has ever heard of here?
Dasha Sahasrani.
Huh?
Dasha Sahasrani or
Koti.
Koti. Okay. Now tell in English. In English, what is the highest number you have all heard?
Trillion or a zillion?
Trillion.
Trillion is currently in use. Scientific terminology, scientific usage has up to a zillion, perhaps. That's it.
Zillion.
Correct? In the scientific world, they have moved to zillion. Correct?
Yes.
So, can
infinity is
somebody
also
me?
Infinity.
No. We'll go to infinity a little later, but let's in the countable space. Let's look at the countable space first. What is the highest in the countable space that we have heard of? Trillion. Okay. If I were to put a trillion in 10 to the power something, how much would that be?
I don't know. How many billions is a trillion? I don't know.
10 to the power 12?
10 to the power 12. Yes. Who was that?
Myself.
Raj Mahoday. Yes. You are a software person. You will know that. Vikram Mahoday will also know that. Yes. Now, let me do one other thing. Trillion. Give me a minute. Ten to the power 12, at best 10 to the power 15, right? That's where we are all sitting. Okay. For some reason, it is not coming, but it's all right. Let me share my screen here. Okay. This is visible, right? Okay. This, can somebody read out this? Can somebody start reading? Lima Mode or whoever. Whoever is comfortable reading this. I know there is an English.
I can do that.
Please do that.
Shata Sahasra.
So also read out the English equivalent number.
100 Shata, 1000 Sahasra, 10,000 Ayuta. Ayuta, sorry, Ayuta. 1 lakh Laksha. 10 lakhs Prayuta. And this is, let's call 10 million.
1 crore. This is 1 crore. Okay, yeah, 10 million. Okay, let's go with the
Koti.
million.
Koti. 100 million. Arbuda. 1000 million. Abja.
This is, no, this is 100 million, right?
100 million.
This is a billion.
It's a billion. Billion Abja. 10 billion Kharwa. 100 billion Nikharwa. Trillion Mahapadma. 10 trillion Sanku. Is it Sanku or Shanku? Shanku. 100 trillion Jaladhi. I think this in English is called quadrillion.
Yes.
I'm not very sure. Quadrillion.
Yes.
Antya. 10 quadrillion Madhya. 100 quadrillion Parardha.
Exactly. And this is what? 10 to the power how many?
Seventeen.
10 power 17.
10 to the power 17. We have a number system. That this is the basic number system. This is not like the exhaustive number system. Parardha is like the basic number system. Okay. Our number system goes on up to Parardha, which is like a common thing which is taught to basic level, common usage people. Okay. And this is where the whole concept lies. Let me get one book. Give me a minute.
So this is Dvitiya Parardhe.
Exactly. So that is exactly the reason why we have one Parardha. That is one day of
half
Brahma.
day. Yeah.
This one of Brahma. That is where it goes. There is this
1/2
book,
day of Brahma, right?
Correct. One day, basically day, and then there is the night, equivalent night. Astronomy and numbers. Do we have numbers? Siddhantic traditions. Wait.
So this also gets classified into epochs, eons, ages.
Yes, all those things. I don't have actually have heard of this book called Indian Value Systems that got published very recently. This book, anybody who let me stop sharing my screen, spotlight myself. Oh, my video itself is not on. Sorry about that. So people have seen this book sometime. This got very recently released.
No.
No. Okay, let me do my video settings. I don't want to mirror my view. So yeah, now it is clear. Indian Knowledge Systems by Mahadevan, Vinayak Rajat, Vinayak Bhatt and Nagendra RN. This book will give you a whole lot of interesting things on contributions by Bhaskaracharya and Aryabhatta. Okay. Okay. There is this book. I'm quoting this book from on page number 140 from one Sri Siddhartha. How many of us know Siddhartha here? Who was Siddhartha?
Gautama Buddha.
Buddha.
Siddhartha, the great Siddhartha who became Gautam Buddha. I'm sure we all heard of him at least, right? We all know who was Gautam Buddha. So this Gautam Buddha was put about a question at the time of his marriage. Okay, this one is mentioned. The details are mentioned in Lalita Vistara. Okay, of this number system. When Siddhartha, who was the son of Shuddhodana, was to marry Yashodhara. Yashodhara was his wife. Of course, he renounced life after that, after the marriage. I'm talking of Siddhartha at the time of his marriage. Yashodhara was subject to a Swayamvara. The Swayamvara was that Yashodhara would put a question to Siddhartha and he had to answer that question. Very simple. Simple, no straightforward question. Right? And he was obviously competing with some other kings and all the princes who had come for the marriage and all this. Right. One Arjuna, a mathematician of that time, had taught this to Yashodhara. Okay. He asked Siddhartha was asked to express numbers beyond koti, that is 10 to the power 7, in multiples of 100. Okay. And he went up to a number of 10 to the power 53, which he called Tallakshana.
Oh.
So just take 1 followed by 53 zeros. Okay. And he said, you know what? Hang in there. That is not something very that is not all. The first number in this series is just 10 to the power 53. Okay. And this is based on a 23 level system which can be derived using a very simple formula. Let me put out that formula for you here that is mentioned in this, that is mentioned here. So the formula that he gave out was very simple. It said 10 to the power 7. No, yeah, 10 to the power 7. Yeah. Control shift plus 7 plus 46 times n and then into this multiplied by 10 square to the power 23. So, okay. So he said, my dear friends, you know, when I put you have a number and you have this is a series. I can draw a series out of this. For those of us who have studied series and sequence, this is a very easy thing. You vary n from 0 to some number, it can keep on going. N equal to 0 will mean, this should be small n, 10 to the power 7 plus 46. Correct? N is equal to 0 means 46 times 0 is 0. 7 plus 10 square to the power 23 is 10 to the power 46. Is equal to 10 to the power 53. Correct? When I put 10 is equal to 1, it becomes 53 into 10 to the power 46, which is 43 plus 53 plus 46. That becomes 10 to the power 99. N equal to 1. Will make this 10 to the power 99. So he went on. N equal to 2 will make this 10 to the power 421, something like that. Correct? So you can go on and on and on. So this number, when n is equal to 0, he called this, or he at least it is quoted as, this number is called Tallakshana. And this I am just talking of 10 to the power 0. All right. N equal to 0, sorry. N equal to 0. I can have n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3. It's a series in itself. Okay. So Tallakshana is again Tat Lakshana. So he is saying that there are 10 to the power of 53 Lakshana somewhere. Imagine you trying to figure out 53 Lakshanas, let alone 10 to the power 53 Lakshanas. Right? Probably is referring to his wife. I am not sure, but anyways, we can have enough discussion around that. But yeah, now try to find 53 Lakshanas of one person or one thing or anything. Right? And he is referring to 10 to the power 53 Lakshanas of something. Okay, so this is the beginning. This is just the, this is for starters. Okay, so you want more details as mentioned, a lot more is mentioned in this book.
So actually, I want to share two thoughts here. So if you don't mind, yeah. So the concept of this kind of huge numbers is a little overwhelming. So that means we could also think in terms of time and space at that time. Correct?
Yes.
And so that is where your physical and mathematical derivations can also happen. So my thing is, when the kids were taught so many years ago in Sanskrit, these kind of numbers did not bog them down because it was something that is simple and they could comprehend that it can go up to that much. With this English education coming into place, even a crore or a trillion was little overwhelming. Now that you have put it in the Sanskritam's concept, it doesn't look that overwhelming. And the English concept of a trillion or a zillion looks trivial.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm taking this on one side. Please note, there's an equivalent, this one that we have on the other side, which is
negative side.
Not negative. I'm not even going to negative numbers. Please wait. I'm only on the positive scale of things. Okay. How much can we go below 1? Between 0 and 1, how many parts do you think we can make? Right. Now that has a system of its own. Let me do that for a minute and showcase what happened here.
And just the other thing that I want to say is, so when a person is suffering, they'll say this is your parardha karma.
No, that is not parardha karma. Please, no. That is wrong. That is prarabdha karma.
Oh, okay.
No, it has got nothing to do with this parardha. Please don't confuse.
No.
Please don't tell anyone you have 1 trillion prarabdha karma or something like that. No. That will be very, very wrong, Bodhe.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, that is prarabdha. That is prarabdha. That is all. Okay. So that is very different. Now you wanted that one, no? Where we go in the other, this one, wait. I have that also somewhere. Where is it? Where was that? In the other direction. Okay. Hang in there. This was numbers. Okay. Okay. Numbers.
Is this numbers, Mahadaya, equated to the light years that they use in English?
Equated to light years, I am not very sure of that. But yeah, you do have a lot of references.
Because if you're going to say that different galaxies and universes are so far away, they must have adopted so many light years away.
Yes, in some ways, and yes, it should have been. But that is not the way our number systems are counted.
Okay.
Because what we have is a little different in the sense that if you look at Bhagavata Purana, okay, Bhagavata Purana takes a lot of numbers and it gives you a lot of details. Okay, this also gives only up to Parartha. This does not give. Let me take this book itself. This book has a lot of details. There, I am sure all of us have heard this. द्वितीय परार्धे श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वत मन्वन्तरे कलियुगे प्रथम पादे जम्बूद्वीपे, right? So that is where it starts from. First you start with the time, then you come to the space. Godavaryaha Dakshine Parshve Ramavatare, etc., etc., etc. Right. So number systems and units of measurement. So if you go to time, for instance, the time you will start from Paramanu 10 to the power minus 7 is there. Length in the time in the measurement of this one. What about in the measurement of weight 5? Okay. 10 to the power minus 5. Okay, I'll put this up in the next class. But basically, we have something going all the way back to 10 to the power minus at least minus 8, if not more. Large numbers definitely, but it goes back in 10 to the power minus 8 is what is listed, but I have seen up to 10 to the power minus 12 also somewhere. Let me see if I can get that. So when I say 10 to the power minus 12, what do I mean by that? Let me just try to give you what it means by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1. This is what 10 to the power minus 12 means. What is picoseconds. Right. Vikram Modaya, please correct me if I'm going wrong. Picoseconds, then we have femtoseconds as 10 to the power minus 15. 10 to the power minus 15 is 1 picoseconds. Electron weight we measure as 10 to the power minus 31 as is known today. But there are, in this system I have seen where it goes up to 10 to the power minus 12. Let me get you those numbers. So I'm just talking about between 0 and 1, what is the smallest number that we can go down to? Okay, 10 to the power of 1. This is 10 to the power minus 12. All right. So there are numbers which are less than this as well. So there was something that was known for to them to measure up to 10 to the power minus 12 or at least 10 to the power minus 7. Now, for instance, today, if you were to measure the thickness of your hair, what do you think is the thickness of your hair? Anybody wants to try that answer? It's about 10 to the power minus 7 meters. That is about 70
Meters or
nanometers.
microns?
Yeah,
Microns or
microns, exactly. 10 to the power minus 7. You could measure in a few microns, perhaps. Okay. So perhaps they were able to grasp something to that level. That is the gist. Okay. So we will stop here for now and then continue in the next class. So these numbers are clear. Any doubts or any questions? No? Okay. I'll send out this, whatever we have done. Probably, okay. $1 million question to everyone.
But excuse me.
Or whatever is the equivalent rupees, please convert it. Do you want numbers in the test or no?
No.
no, we'll have no. Want.
You want a
It's
few
okay.
bits. Okay.
Simple
Will not
number.
know.
Up to 100. Up to 100.
Up to 100. Yeah. Will not. I'll not give you on anything beyond 100. Don't worry. Up to 100 will include.
Yes.
Okay. Up to 100 will include. And only integers. No decimals or no fractions. No fanciful things. We'll keep it very straight and simple. All right. Okay. Whatever we have covered up to Sankhya, including the Natvam rule, okay, is the portion for the test. The test most likely will begin only on, I'll probably upload it only by next Tuesday or Wednesday. So you have enough time to prepare. And even after that, I'll give you 1 week to answer. It'll be a timed test. Nobody can take it twice. There's only one attempt. So be careful when you're attempting. Okay. And it will be timed. 60 minutes or 75 minutes as I think is right. Okay.
And the clock timings also?
Yes, the clock time will automatically tick and it will close the moment
No,
the time is up.
no. Do we need to tell the time by the clock?
No. You don't need to do anything. Once you start, please make sure when you're starting, your internet is okay, up and running. Make sure that you are having good, you preferably sit with a laptop rather than a mobile phone. Okay. And you should be able to read on the screen and answer. All right. And it'll be timed for 75 minutes and it'll be over in 75 minutes. There'll be about 40-45 questions is what I'm thinking. Doable? Any technical challenges, you can come back to me. Please be honest in your own assessment. No, it's an open book, open this one, whatever you want, you can refer. I don't have any problems with what you're going to refer. All right, even including internet access. Done. Okay. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanto, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Harihi Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu, Shri Guru Charanarvindar Arpanamastu, Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Astu. Sarvebhya Namaskaraha. Shubharatri. Sarve atra eva santi. तदर्थं शुभरात्रि एव।
धन्यवादः महोदय।